Here, co-creator of nextlevelguitar.com. Hope all's going well, and I hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. So for this lesson, we'll be in the key of D minor, all right? And I'm playing over a jam track, and that jam track basically is a D minor chord to an F major to a C major to B flat. Then the second time around, a D minor chord, F, C. And for instructional purposes, I got the gain turned down and also the delay is off. So the first thing is, let me show you a couple scales that we're going to build these techniques from. We're in the key of D minor, and over this progression, D natural minor or D Aeolian works great, as does D minor pentatonic, D blues. All great scales to commingle together over this track. So let me just show you a couple different D natural minor scales, D Aeolian. First one off of our root note D on the 10th fret, low E string. Here we'll use this one off of the 5th fret A string root, D. And maybe we'll use this one with the pinky on the D note. 5th fret A string looks like this. If you want to see the scales I've been talking about in this lesson diagrammed out on paper, I can really help you with that. Tell you what, I'll send you my free killer rock blues soloing ebook. It's packed with like 29 scale diagrams, has lessons in it, soloing strategies. It's killer. I'll pair it with a free video lesson also on easy ways that you could spice up your soloing. It's a great 1-2 combination, video lesson, ebook, and I'll send them both to you for free. Just click on that link in the YouTube description box below. So now that we got our scales, let's get into the technique. Now, in the beginning of the video, you heard me play a motif. So what I was doing there was using legato and some long slides to create a motif that I repeated before each lick to kind of build on a melodic theme, right? But this is right out of that D natural minor scale. So when I play the lick slow, it'll sound like this. All right, so what I'm doing, that's kind of the legato part. Right? So basically, I'm doing a bend up to the D note, so 13 to 15 fret whole step. I let it down, and then I pull off 13, 11, 10. Hammer back 10. But it's fast, you know, almost with that pattern. There's your legato, right? And then I slide up from that 11 to 13th fret, and then a long slide all the way down to the 6th fret. And I finish the lick on that D note, come over the D minor chord. That's just one example of how you could take this legato pattern and start to make it into licks and melodic motifs, right? Second time I did the same exact thing. And then I played a little half-step bend, and I ended on the C note because the jam track, that was the part where it ended on the C chord. So I was kind of playing over each chord, treating each chord like a separate event almost. But that's the basis of it, is finding a legato little thing and then using it in a motif, right? A little variation on that, something I do a lot,
is what I'll do is I'll play a legato phrase, but then end it with a bend. And that's a cool thing that you could do in any scale. So if I slow that down, here's the pattern. So I'm doing pick, pull, pull, hammer, hammer, pull, pull. But that last pull, it pull into a half step bend. Right? And that's cool. Like I did that down here on the B string. Here's the pattern. And then on the D. You do that concept or that device anywhere 3 notes on the same string, it'll give you tons and tons of licks. If you could do me a huge favor, please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep bringing the content, as well as then you'll be notified when we have new lessons and new content up. Leave a comment below. Let us know what lessons you'd like to see, what gear you'd like to see reviewed. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Click the like button, share it, and thank you so much for your support. Take that to the next step. What you could do is do on adjacent strings the same pattern. For instance, in this D natural minor scale, on the high E string we have this, and on the B string, so do that pattern on the high E this time, right? And then on the B string, and end it with a bend. I went down to the G, the bend. But basically what I'm doing, same thing as before technique-wise, except now I'm doing it on multiple strings, ending it with a bend. One of the tricks of this type of legato, where you're jumping strings, is you have to be able to quickly pick the next string up or down, because you're starting the legato phrase each time with a pick. So basically, pick, pull, pull, hammer, hammer, pull, pull, pick on the B string. And usually my first pick on the high E is a down, then I come with an upstroke. And I'm using this technique to catapult me into, you know, string bends, slides, more bends, vibrato, long slides, vibrato, right? So it's like a springboard. Another thing which is nice is if you know the notes of the scale you're playing on each string going horizontally, not just vertically, that's very useful. Because then, like in part of the solo, I did something where I was doing that hammers and pulls on one string. So I know in D natural minor, I have, you know, F, E, D, C, right? And then I have B flat, A, G, F on one string. So if you know those notes, then you could start doing cool things with hammers and pulls, like slide. I'll do a pick, hammer, pull, slide. Right? And then you could kind of take that and start moving it around on the string. And you get all these cool kinds of licks. And then you could add in 3 notes, because I know I'm right here in this shape I showed you before, or this shape. And then you can start connecting them and jumping strings. And again, now you're talking because you're really starting to connect. So just take as an exercise, even if you start with one finger. Try to play all the notes just on one string in whatever scale you're working on, and then slide down with a hammer and pull, and then start moving that. Maybe backing up 1. Right? And then you could start really feeling. You can let that marinate a while and practice getting those patterns those hammers and pulls strong and creating them into licks and having fun with them. Hope you enjoyed that lesson. I hope you could take some of these techniques or licks or pieces of them, kind of twist them, make them your own. Use them to help you find your own voice on the guitar, right? Have fun with them. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel because that really helps us to keep the content coming, as well as then you'll be notified when we have new lessons up. And don't forget to click on that link in the YouTube description box and get my free killer blues rock soloing video lesson and ebook. It's a killer resource you'll be using throughout your guitar journey. I'll send it to you for free, both of them, video lesson and ebook. Just click on that link below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for your support over the years and years. So appreciate it. Keep having fun with those guitars, right? Keep up all that hard work. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. Take care and rock on.